This is somewhat repetitive, and I think all I'm gonna do here, and if you didn't watch it, then you're gonna have to, like, if you want all the little details, you're gonna have to watch the lesson that I posted yesterday, because we didn't have one due to the evacuation. So on page 3, this is in a sense the definition, or like the formula, pardon me, of what the mean is. Okay. The mean that you've been calculating for many, many years is called the arithmetic mean. And it's denoted with the x bar, right? X bar is the same thing as the arithmetic mean. It should always include units, and you round to 2 decimals, okay? I'll say this, you round to 2 decimals. Don't be thinking, oh, this is a number of people, I won't be rounding it to 2 decimals. Yes, you still do, because the mean is a measurement. Okay, anything you can measure can be stated in decimals. So the mean is a measurement. So I was listening to one, the Bombers signed a player, and I think on average he's got 20 yards per run. 20 yards per run, that's like an average measurement for that player, and apparently that's really good. And you're like, what? 20 yards isn't that, like, it is, but it's not like crazy. But it's kind of like if you add up all the runs that player has had divided by the total number of games, it's 20 for this player. So you could do that for every single player, and maybe then you start realizing, oh, 20 is actually pretty good versus 18 or 15 or something, right? So it's something we use to compare data, right? That's what mean is really there for. Okay. Oops. All right. And just to give you a little idea of how does mean work. So this question right here, Patrick earned the following amounts over 6 months, January to June. I am going faster. Okay. Calculate the average income. At the very least, folks, what I need to see is this number added up. Okay. So if you add this up, if you add it all up, it's 10,900. That's the sum. That's the addition of all the incomes. So you have 10,900 as your overall income over the 6 months, and then you split it amongst the number of values, the number of months. So in this particular case, it is as though this person, Patrick, earns on average $1,800 or so per month. Even though you can clearly tell, right? You can look at the incomes and it varies, it's all over the place. But sometimes we want some sort of measurement. So let's say we had, Anna comes along, right? And we do the math for Anna, and Anna's average income is $2,500 a month. We can kind of tell overall who's doing better, right? Overall, on average, on a regular basis. Okay, so this is just one person. We are not comparing. On the video, I do the graph, but let's face it, they're not doing any graphs in this course. We're not doing any graphs. I'll just show you what it looks like. If I were to plot, right, every month, and I went up and I plotted the income of every month, this is what it looks like. Okay, that is what it looks like. However, the average is what? This is what the average does. It's 1816, right? So probably on the video I did that, but 1816 is right about there. So that is your average, which is 1816, right? So that kind of says, hey, if you were to spread out these amounts all over the place, it's as if every month you make 1816, right? So it's for budgeting purpose too that you would do this. Are there any outliers in this case? This is the mean, right? So you've got numbers that are kind of close to it, but then there's this 1 month that is outside of the norm. That is an outlier. And my idea here was that it's for the month of April, and that was when COVID kind of hit like end of March, beginning of April. So a lot of people were not able to work. Okay, so then income dropped there. What is the reason for outliers? Many reasons. In this case, it could be someone is on vacation, is self-employed. You don't get paid if you're self-employed and you're going on vacation, by the way. Layoffs, right? Illness. If you're self-employed, again, you don't get paid for when you're sick. That sucks about being self-employed, right? You don't get those benefits. But you potentially earn more because you can like increase your income, right? By working more, getting more jobs, and so forth. So I'm not going to give you necessarily time to copy this right now, so I apologize. I know, Majestic, you're trying to get that down. But it's on the video, okay? I want to get to the meat and potatoes of today's lesson. So that's the mean, okay? Then there's the median and the mode, okay? Those are the two other measures of central tendency. They all try to somehow find the middle, but they're not all successful, guys. Some of them are really bad at finding the middle, okay? When you want the median, okay, when the median is what you're trying to find, you have to arrange, okay? You have to arrange in ascending or descending order. And this is the definition of median. Can you have this highlighted? It's so blurry. It's not you guys. It's not your vision. It's just my camera. What is the median, folks? It's the midpoint of an ordered data set. And here's what I like to use a lot. Half of the values are higher and half are lower. Okay? So if the median number of hot dogs that someone in this room can eat is 6 in one sitting, that means that half of you guys you eat less than 6 and half of you eat more than 6, right? So I don't know why I'm thinking hot dogs. I'm hungry. Leave me alone, okay? Leave me alone. Arrange, and so when you do the median, you want to arrange in ascending or descending order. Two cases, okay? So for median, arrange, there are two cases. There's an odd number of values and even number of values. If it's odd, guess what? You just pick the middle value. You must have an equal amount of values on either side. Okay, so here, is this arranged? Is the question, if I asked you, is this arranged? Is it? Yes. Okay, check. Middle is right there, correct? Because there's 2 above and 2 below. So that is my median. That's as easy as that, guys. Median is 6 units. We don't have any units here, so let's just write units. I may have shown you a shortcut on the video, but for the most part, you're going to be fine. When it's even, watch this. You grab a different highlighter. I want you to have this on your study sheet. Calculate the mean of the 2 middle values. So basically what you do is to get your median, you add number plus number divided by 2. If it's even, you're going to have to add 2 numbers and divide it by 2. Is this arranged? Yes, it is. Okay. Is there just one number? Can I cover 6 and be like, that's the middle? There's 3 here, there's 2 there. You're in trouble. Okay? If you cover up this one, you have 2 there, 3 there. Can't. So the median, okay, median is between these. Okay? So guess what? To find the median, I'm going to go 6 plus 10, and I'm going to divide that answer in half. You can probably guess what the median is, right? What's halfway between 6 and 10? 8, right? So sometimes you're not even going to need this, yeah, right? So it's 16 divided by 2. That's 8 units. So just so you know, it's not a number necessarily in my set, but it is the value that determines the median, like the middle. Okay? You try. Determine the median for each of the following sets. Can you figure that out real quick? I'll do my attendance. If you can do this, and some of you already did it, so in that case you just... Okay, so if I ever ask you, hey, what's the median of the set? There will be units attached to it. It'll be dollars, hours, right? You name it. So you have to have units if you want full marks. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 values. That's odd, right? Just pick. I'm just gonna tell you, just pick the right one, obviously. So I feel like it's 6. You count, there's 3 on either side. It's arranged, by the way, right? You notice the negative there? So the median is 6 units. Okay. And for this one is 8 values, right? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Even. Calculate. You're gonna have to calculate. Is it 6 and 10? Then you have 3 on either side. So it's the same again. Come on, I should have picked better, right? 6 plus 10 divided by 2. It's always 2. 16 divided by 2 is 8. There you have it. Okay, that's how you find the median. Soon you're gonna have to do this yourselves. Let's go to page 5. So median, odd, even. On your study sheet, make sure you have a way to do either one. Okay, mode. What is mode? The number that occurs most often. So one year there was this question on the exam. Which one of these should the owner of a store base the decisions on for ordering supplies? Like when it comes to shoes, for example, shoe size. Which one occurs most often, right? Mode is the one that I would use most of the time. So there it is. You can have no mode if each number appears the same number of times. So let's say you have 2, 2, 3, 3. This might be different than what you have on in your notes if you wrote the. In this case, the mode is not applicable, or just say none. Okay. If you say 0, then you're saying that 0 is the most common number that is wrong. Okay. So it's just none. If it asks you for it, it's not applicable. There's one mode if one number occurs more than the other. So if you have 2, 2, 3, 3, and then 4, 4, 4, which one is your mode here? It's going to be 4, right? Mode is 4 units because it appears more than any other. So you could have no mode, one mode, or a number of modes. Okay? 2, 2, 3, 3, 4. How's that? Let's try that one. Mode is easiest found if it's arranged. What would be my mode here? 2, 3. Either one, like both of them appear 2 times. Let me do a pop quiz here. You ready? Don't do this on in your notes. Maybe I'll just, if you want to copy it, let's do it separately. What's the mode of this? NA. Because all of them show up 2 times. If every single one shows up. What's the mode now? What's the mode now? 4, 2, 2, 4. Okay. So it seems like you understand what's happening here. I'm just going to say this. I would say cross it out because you won't know what that means, right? I'll just pop quiz here. Mode, just a note. The mean and the mode are not always good measures. Write this down. This should be in your of central tendency. What we're trying to find is mean and mode. Yeah, mean and mode are not always good. Did I say just mode in the video? I would add mean to it as well. And we will talk about why a little later. Okay? Should I add that? Maybe I will do that here at the bottom of this. Bottom of this page. I don't think you have anything down here. Mean is the most affected by outliers. Most affected by outliers. Example, income. I asked 3 people in this room, just to keep it short and sweet, okay? I asked, how much do you make a week? What is the mean of this? What is the median? You know what? Let's have, and what's the mode? Yeah, we'll just do that. I just made this up on the fly here, so. What is the mean of this? Can somebody help me out there? The mean would just be 433.33. Yeah, okay. So on average, this it's a very small sample, okay? But on average, 433 a week. What's the median? 500. And the mode? Not applicable. Okay. What about? Let's do the same thing again. And now we add Mr. Dirksen to the mix. Let me see here. I'm just making this up. Okay. Sort of true, actually. Except for taxes, eat it all away. Would you consider this an outlier? Yeah. Definitely, right? So you can make a note there, outlier. Let's see how these are affected. What's my mean now? The average income. What is it? Did you forget to divide by 4? Because you got to add up. Yeah. 853.75. Thank you. What's my median? Oh, can I just pick a number? No, right? Now you have to find the middle between these two. What's 500 and 700? So 600 is the median, okay? And the mode, sorry about the mode, guys. I didn't think this one through, but it's still NA, right? But which one has been mostly affected by that outlier? Look at my median. Has it changed a whole lot compared to my mean? No, right? The mean has almost like doubled, versus the median has had a change, but not as drastic. Okay, so outliers are notorious for messing up your mean. Okay, if you know what I mean. I think it's that was the joke. That's all I had. I was going to talk about retirement, but it doesn't work. So that's my other joke. Get it? Retirement. You don't work. Let's put a little pause here, and I'm going to go to pages 6. I will be a little selective with your work here because I want to talk about some other things yet. So I want you to find the mean, the median, and mode of the following. So I'm going to say, in this particular example on page 6, just circle B and C. C, I need you to be able to do negatives. Grab your calculator right now if you want me to help you out with negatives, because the province is pretty notorious with negatives. They like their negatives in there. They want to make sure you understand how to work them. Okay? I'm not saying the province is negative. I'm just saying. How would you do this? How would you enter it in your calculator? And unfortunately, my answer is this. It depends on your calculator. So that's where you want to try it out right now. With mine, I can go 12 plus 7, and then I just go minus 2 plus 3 minus 4 plus 5 minus 7 plus 3 minus 2. I can just go like that, and voila, it's all good. I get 15. The problem is this, okay? Listen to this part. If you start with a negative, that's where students get in trouble. So this is what I'm going to, if you learn anything today, if I start with, let's say, -2, if I put negative in, I'm fine. I can go -2 and then +3, like I can go this way, no problem. But some of you, your calculator will not allow you to do that. Okay? So my suggestion to you would be just pick a positive number, start with the positive, and then just add any positives and subtract any negatives that may occur. And then you may get a negative answer here. That I'm going to let you try that. So try B and C right now. Find the mean, median, mode. So what do you need to do? Read up here. Right? Find the mean, median, and mode. And I want you to identify any outliers if there are any outliers. So you need to arrange. Right now, underneath every set, I want you to go from smallest to largest, and then find the mean, median, and mode. Okay? Let's just do that for now, and then I'll give you more instructions. If you've done those already, keep going through the pages and see if you can get all the way to page 9. It's all fair game. And I'll see if I need to post a key care. So that's good. I'm just going to ask you to go to page 7 here in your notes. And I'm just going to go over the answer key. Some of you have already worked through this. And yes, yeah. And yes, I know that it's tedious. The work that is associated with these ones is a lot. Okay? But so the first thing I do when even if I don't ask you to arrange it, if I'm trying to find the median, make sure you go from smallest to largest, okay? And be careful, always count. Like I made a note that there's 22, which is an even amount, okay? I set it all up. To find my average, I just take the total sum, adding all of those values up, divided by 22. And remember, in this case, it's the number of the time spent traveling to work, which is in minutes. So you have to have minutes everywhere. So on average, 32.27. How did I go about finding my median? This is where you have to be careful. Watch what I did here. 22 divided by 2, that gets you to 11, right? So that's just to help you out. So that means that you're going to have to take the 11th and the 12th number, right? The 11th. So I go 22 divided by 2 to tell me where to start. Guys, if this had been 40, what would it have been? 40 divided by 2 is 20. So it would be the 20th and the 21st. Okay, it's always what you divide, you take that number and add the one right next to it. If you're not sure, go cover up 11th and 12th and make sure you have the same amount of values on either side of those two, and then you know it's those that you have to add. Okay. By the way, what is the median going to be without even doing math? Between 26 and 27? Sorry, 28? It's 27, right? Wait a minute. Why do I have 30? Did I make a mistake? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I made a mistake. 11th and 12th is this one and this one. See, I was like, it can't be. Between 26 and 27, it's 28, it's 27. I got 30 in my math. So it's these two here, which luckily I fixed it. But over here, I had 11th and 12th labeled here. So good thing I fixed it. So it's 30 minutes is the median. What does that mean? Half of the commutes were shorter than 30 minutes and half took longer. This is so classic, guys. I can even see them doing a multiple choice. Hey, the median commute time is 30 minutes. What does that mean? Right? You have to be able to know what the median is telling you. It's the middle. Half below, half above. What's the mode? In this case, it's 45. And notice that it's not close to the center. This is not a good, what does MCT stand for? Measure of central tendency. It's not central at all. It's like off to the side, you can clearly tell. So mode would not be a good one. So don't just be blindly finding them. I want you to know what's happening. So the mode is not a good indicator of central tendency as it is closer to the upper end. Okay. Or you can also say it's not close to the center. Either one would be fine. Is there an outlier? If so, state them. There is an outlier which is 105 minutes. There could have been a flat tire. Okay, and watch this. This is another note that I don't know if you added this. Due to the outlier, the arithmetic mean, okay, this is supposed to go together, is not a good measure of central tendency either. So mode, we've already decided not good because it's so far off to the side. Arithmetic mean is not good either because this outlier affects it. So what are you left with? Median. Right? Median is almost always your sure, safe way of finding the middle. Okay, and so just so you understand that. But the city of Winnipeg, for example, when they're budgeting, they might want to go by the mode, the number of money they spent on snow removal. Maybe they want to go by the crazy high numbers, right? Just to have enough money put away for in the event that shows up, okay? So there are instances where you're going to grab mode even though it's not necessarily the best measure of central tendency, okay? So this is all posted online. I wanted to go over 8 as well. So take 8, please. Go to page 8. I know I'm going a little faster, but the key is posted, and you can go check it. This one right here. Okay. This question on the average temperatures in alert. Nunavut, right? So look at that. I'm asking you, okay, to arrange the data above, use the space provided. So we do that, right? By the way, the lowest, right? The lowest is negative 33.4. I would encourage you to cross out as you're using a number. Cross out and then copy it, okay? So there you have it. What's the mean? And yes, in this case, you have to just add them all up, and most numbers are negative. You've got only July and August. After talking to some of you yesterday, you prefer to live in alert, I think, because it wouldn't be as hot nearly as often, right? So you arrange it, and your number is negative. Therefore, you get a negative average, right? So I think, so you can't say that I didn't show you to do one of these, right? So if I go minus, sometimes answer shows up. It says answer, previous answer minus. You got to make sure you clear your screen. And then you go negative 33.4. Oops. See what I mean? Got to be careful. And then it's minus 32.4. Minus 32.4. Minus 30.1. It's like watching paint dry, right? Just that's exciting. Have you ever watched paint dry? You should. So watch this. I get to negative 0.8, then all of a sudden it's positive, so then you got to switch it up, right? You got to go plus, and then plus 3.3. You hit equals. That's how I get the 216.2. Negative, may I add, right? And there's 12 months that we've considered, so we divide our answer into 12, and so that's negative 18.02 degrees Celsius is the average. Okay, so there we go. Mode, it didn't ask for it, but I do have a mode right here. 32.4 happens twice, negative 32.4. What's the median? It's even again. So I just go 12 divided by 2. That tells me that I need to start at the 6th value and add the 7th divided by 2. In the arranged set, okay? This is my arranged set. 6th and 7th value are right there. You go negative 24.4. Here it is again. Make sure you look up. All right, negative 24.4 minus 19.4 because they're both negative. And you divide that by 2, and you get negative 21.9 degrees Celsius is the, that's crazy. Half of the year it's colder than that, and half of the year it's warmer than that. Right? So there we go. What do you think the median would be for Winnipeg? Would it be warmer or colder than this? Colder? Compared to Nunavut up north, right? We would be warmer, right? I would say our average is like 5 degrees Celsius across the board. I think if you take the coldest and the hottest and you combine it all, I'll look that up. I actually don't know right now. But I'm very sure it would be warmer. Our median would be warmer, okay, in Winnipeg. If you have your Google ready to go there, you can maybe do that for us and tell us what we're supposed to get there. Last, the time is almost up. I need you to know how to do this one. It looks like a game, quote unquote, but it has shown up in at least 3 exams. Okay, and the last one, they threw a curveball at us, so I'm going to do the same thing to you here. Go to page 9. I have several of these throughout the booklet, so you don't forget how to do these. Be ready for ACs with this one in particular. Using numbers, there's a restriction here. 1 to 9, this is on page 9. Fill in the blanks such that the average is 6, the median is 7, and the mode is 9. I start with the median every single time. Start here. Start with the median. Where's the median going to be? In the middle. That's one mark right there. 1 out of 3. The next one I do is the mode. Second, I take care of the mode. It's 9. Where should the 9, what should I do with the 9? It should show up more than once for sure, correct? Where should I put it, to the left or to the right? I'll put it to the right because remember the median is the middle of an arranged set. So I'm going to go 9 and 9. So now you've got that taken care of, this taken care of. Now you only have to take care of the average. How many values are there? 5, right? So what did I do to get the 6? I usually do what? I add everything up and I divide by the number of values, correct? I'm going to go times 5 values. What's 6 times 5? I need a sum of 30, right? Which means, come over here, you know that if I were to add up all these values, it's going to be 30, correct? That's the total that I need. So what are numbers that I can fit in here to make this happen? Before you yell out numbers, figure out this first. 9 and 9, 18, right? Plus 20, plus 7, 25. So what does these two need to add up to 5, correct? 2, 3, right? 1, 4. Yeah. So sometimes there is some leeway. So 1, 4, 2, 3. What did you say? 5, 0. Numbers 1 to 9. So read that carefully. Sometimes 0 is included. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's 1 to 20. Okay. Could you have used? No, that's. Sometimes students ask, what about negative numbers? Well, 1 to 9 doesn't work, right? You have to stick with positives. This is the curveball for, well, I won't do a curveball today. I'll leave the curveball for next time. Can you fill this one in here? You're like, what is a curveball? It's a baseball term where the pitcher throws it in such a way that it curves on you and you don't expect it. Yeah, that's what that means. Numbers 1 to 20. Try to fill this in. 3 marks. Do it before we go today. You should get a. Start with the median. The next is my mode. It's 5, right? So I'm going to put 2 5s there. That for now takes care of it. And then I go to my average, and how many values? This is going to change. So I need a sum of 50. It's 50, right? So I need this whole thing to add up to 50. How much do I already have? 21, right? So I need this to be 29. So you basically go 50 minus 21 to get the 29. What could I use? 14, 15, 12, 17, so 12, 17, yeah. 13, 16. Do I have another one? 11, 18. Would 11, 18 work? Why not? Because your mode is 5. Exactly. If you put 11, 18, then you have 2 modes, and then you lose the mode mark. You would gain the average mark, but not the mode mark. Can I just do this? I will give you the curveball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I were to give you 6 values and you still have to meet the criteria, what would that be? That's your homework. See you tomorrow, guys. Be ready for mean, median, mode, okay?